Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another role-playing video. In this video, I'll be doing a how-to role-play about breaking up with a narcissist, specifically in this case, a narcissist who's suspect of cheating. Previously I did a video about what a therapy session is like with a cheating narcissist, and many of you have asked after seeing that video about specific guidelines and what does it look like to break up with somebody who is like this effectively, so that's where this video idea is coming from. And the theme, the takeaway, the main point in this video is what one of my much-loved recovery mentors said to me like 20 years ago when I was going through all my own relationship stuff about the concept of closing the door when we end a relationship, when we end a romantic relationship, and really sort of not leave that door open. So we'll come back to that later in the video. If you're new to me or new to the channel, welcome. If you find this video helpful to you, you can hit the subscribe button, the like button, the share button, or the bell button. You can hit all the buttons you really can't miss. And if you find these videos helpful to your recovery, you can support the work that goes into this channel over at my Patreon. And if you'd like to do some work specifically around your childhood trauma, I've created specific trauma-related e-courses that are available on my website, as well as some free downloadable trauma-related handouts. And if you'd like to connect with me, you can just do that through my website or through my social media, and I'll have all the links in the description below in this video. So the scenario in this video is a codependent girlfriend has had enough with her narcissistic boyfriend, and the tipping point was him cultivating other relationships outside of the committed relationship that they have together. The first role play is about her trying to cut ties. And she can't really cut through his coercion or his manipulation. And then we're going to do the same role play again, but the second role play is more with her being very empowered. That's sort of the how-to. So just the two role plays and not the traditional 3 role plays that I do in my toxic parent videos. And as always, comments that point out that we shouldn't be involved with somebody like this, or we shouldn't be prolonging the conversation, are just too judgy and not necessary. Everyone has to sort of start somewhere. So here we go. And I want to give you a heads up about getting triggered. This is a trigger warning. This gets weird, and then we'll move on to the role plays. So I got your text. What do we need to talk about this time? Stephen, this is really hard, but I'm thinking I'm not sure about us. What do you mean? You're not trying to break up again, are you? I'm sorry, but this kind of isn't working out. Oh God, here we go. I'm staying at my parents' for a few days, which you know is super stressful for me, and I already needed some space from you. I know, but please just listen. Like, this is really hard for me to do, and it's not that I don't like you. It's maybe I just don't see us moving forward. God, Kim, what is it now? Every time I try to jump through your hoops, you add more on to me. First, it was wanting me to do couples, and I said I'd look into it. I still am. Then, you said a problem with how I drink, which isn't a problem because 80% of the men in my demographic and age have similar lifestyles, Kim. Then, it was that I needed my own therapist, too, and I'm still researching that. You know how hard it is to find one? And I suppose now you're about to tell me that you're going to break up with me unless I get a job like yesterday, when you know that my severance ran out 2 months ago and I'm close to living off of credit. I know, I get it. I know I'm super difficult, and I know you're really struggling right now, and I don't mean to be hurtful, but it's actually none of that stuff right now. Great! Then what new impossible new thing are you going to unload on me that all your woke friends seem to think I should be doing according to them? Stephen, that's enough. It's about your exes. I thought about it, and it's what we constantly fight about, and it's not okay that you keep reconnecting with them. I just got a Facebook notification that you shared something from some woman who apparently lives near your parents. God, Kim, we've been over this a million times. 2 of them were going through terrible breakups and needed advice from a guy's perspective. Nothing is going on, and I can't believe you don't trust me. Big effing deal that I shared something from a Facebook friend. Whom you used to date, Stephen. So yeah, there was 2, but who is this third new one? And why does she pop up in your life, in your old neighborhood, when you're getting space from me and staying at your parents? Oh my God. FaceTime with me. I'm at my parents' place right now. That's where I am. She just wanted to meet up for a drink because we're on LinkedIn together, and she wanted some career advice from me. Plenty of my old guy friends still ask me to do the same thing all the time. So that's now 3 women that you're helping.
Oh my God, did your brother put you up to this? We still have to talk about how disrespectful he was in the kitchen the other day. I'm totally at my threshold with this BS.
Stephen, he's protective, and yes, he's kind of worried that I'm being taken advantage of since I'm paying your share of the rent. And he doesn't see you helping me, and that you haven't done what you said you would about the business. You said you would revamp the website 2 months ago.
How is any of that relevant to how he spoke to me?
I'm sorry, but I don't want to get into a big fight about this. He's my brother, and he was upset. He doesn't like how you're behaving with me in that you hold all the passwords to the website, and that you're the only one who knows how to update it, but you haven't been doing that.
Fine. You're just going to take his side anyway and not give an F about how rude he was to me. Are you sure he's doing his part of the business? You might want to ask him about a couple of expenses I saw pop up.
What do you mean?
Look, he's family, and I'm not trying to get in between the two of you, but what went down in the kitchen wasn't about him protecting you or the website. Kim, he's mixing his business funds with his personal. You might want to track those expenses closely. He's buying some really nice stuff for himself, okay?
Well, Stephen, he's a partner and he makes his own income.
I'm just saying. And if we break up, you're not going to have my eyes on the system or the site like I do. But that's whatever. If you're breaking up with me, I guess it's moot, since I can't tell you about the red flags I see in the business account.
Oh, okay. Stephen, I know you're really good at keeping an eye on things, and I'm really sorry, but I don't think we're really good together. I can't really trust you with all those extra relationships.
Okay, fine. The truth is, all right, I am talking to one of my exes. It's clear I'm not valued, and you just see me as some kind of player, and I'm honestly sick of trying to be a good boyfriend for you when you keep raising the bar. She's the one I was dating before you, and she's wondering about setting up a couple session to process how things ended between the two of us. I was going to tell you today about it.
Was she the one you dated for a few years?
Yep. We had our issues, but honestly, Kim, she doesn't paint me into such a corner and make me feel like I can never win. So maybe this is like mutual. Maybe this is for the best.
Well, Stephen, why couldn't you have agreed to go to couples with me?
You never gave me the space to. You know I'm a slow processor. I've told you that 100 times. 2 weeks ago, I looked at those links you sent me, and then the thing with your brother came up, and I can't come up for air in any of this.
I'm really sorry. I didn't know. But Stephen, I sent you those links like 8 months ago, and nothing was changing.
I'm happy to do couples. I already said that. I just need to sit and be methodical about who we'd see. I just need to really get a vibe about who the person is, and I have to be in a headspace to read those profiles. I want to make sure the person won't be one-sided since you're a woman, okay?
Well, would it be helpful if we looked at the profiles together? Like maybe for you it's like an ADHD thing like you mentioned?
Yes! Oh my God! No one ever recognizes my ADHD. Thank you! I think I was trying to get you to see that. But yeah, totally, that would work if we looked at them together.
So wait, what are we talking about here? Sorry, I have to ask, who are you going to go to couples therapy with, me or your ex?
Well, you, of course. I was just feeling like you were not seeing that I've been struggling. But it sounds like you totally get it now.
Thank God, I hate these conversations. So, why don't we do Zoom tonight and I'll screen share and we'll go over the bios together.
Can we do tomorrow? My parents want us to all go out.
Yeah, sure. But Stephen, can I get your word that you're not going to keep seeing your exes?
Again, there's nothing going on but fine, But wait, why don't we shelf that till we get a couples person where I feel like you're more invested in this? How about I promise after that? I have to protect myself. But I will go tell my ex that I'm not going to be doing couples with her, okay?
Okay. I think that works.
Cool. I love you. Why don't we text tomorrow? So I got your text. What do we need to talk about this time?
Stephen, given how things have been, I've decided I'm breaking up with you.
Cool. For like what, the 4th time?
This isn't working out, and I'm happy to explain why if you need closure right now.
Oh God, here we go. I'm staying at my parents' for a few days, which is super stressful for me, and I already needed some space from you.
Stephen, I'm breaking up with you. Would you like me to explain or not?
Go ahead. It's not like I haven't heard anything before. It's impossible to make you happy.
There are many reasons, but the heart of it is you have too many extra relationships with women going on.
God, Kim, we have been over this a million times. I'm not cheating on you. 2 of them were going through terrible breakups and then needed my advice.
Doesn't matter, Stephen. You're having emotional relationships with women outside of the relationship that you're already in. I'm not explaining why that's toxic. Google it.
Great. Did your brother put you up to this, or one of your woke friends who doesn't believe that men can have female friendships?
This is unproductive. I'm breaking up with you, and I'm sending a couple things you left here down to your parents.
Kim, I'm sorry. Wait. I need you to know something. My parents aren't going to let me stay here for more than a few days. We need to work this out, or I'm not going to be able to stay somewhere. I'm going to end up homeless.
Stephen, you are a very resourceful person, and I'm sure you'll figure something out.
Oh my God. Look! You don't know this, but I wanted space down here so I can have the headspace to go over the couples therapist profiles. I'm having trouble with my ADHD.
Stephen, we're beyond that right now. I sent those to you 8 months ago.
So it doesn't matter that I have ADHD and some depression, I might add? They don't give a shit to be patient with me?
I'm not engaging in your manipulation. I'm sending your things. I have to go.
No, don't send them. I'm picking them up. We need to talk about this in person. I think you at least owe me that.
You're not welcome here, Stephen, and I'm sending them today.
I'm getting in my car, and we need to talk this out, and I'm coming up there, Kim.
The locks have been changed, and if you show up here...
Locks don't bother me.
What did you mean by that, Stephen?
Means what it means. We need to talk in person.
Stephen, I'm taking that as a veiled threat to my safety. Once I hang up, I'm letting the local police know your license plate and the make and model of your car and what you just said to me.
God, I was just kidding, Kim. It would have been a boring conversation anyway.
Goodbye, Stephen. So to recap, I want to touch on that last part about the safety piece. If the person that you're facing to break up with has a sociopathic element to them, a history of violence, a history of being unstable, you really need to figure out what your safety resources are, calling local police, figuring it out, domestic violence resources, before you would sort of get into this with them. That person does not deserve an in-person breakup. They don't really sort of deserve anything, so safety is paramount in that. This role play is just sort of about your general USDA narcissist and breaking up with them. It's like they may go there and they may try to intimidate you and give you a veiled threat. But at the end of the day, you stay firm, you stay really direct, and you can sort of threaten back. And chances are they'll use their intelligence almost to not get themselves in trouble. So that's what I mean by all that. So what we can see the differences is, I hope you guys sort of for the takeaway in this, is in the first role play, her codependency keeps her in that conversation. And he's such a good method actor that he is able to sort of turn everything sort of around on her. And hopefully, like with my acting, I was hoping it was like a believable way, to the point that she was even sort of confused by the end of it to sort of say like, wait a minute, who are you going to couples with? What just happened there? And that the piece that I wanted to highlight with her codependency is she's more asking him to break up. She's not telling him like in the second one. And in the second one, she's much more firm. She's much more direct. She's rehearsed her lines. She's very firm. She gives 0 Fs about what he sort of has to say. And she may have to repeatedly say that we're breaking up, this is the end, blah, 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 several times, but eventually gets to the outcome of where she needs to go with it. And talking about whether we break up with somebody over text or phone or in person or whatever is, for me, I think that is, if you really feel like the person is safe and you owe them that explanation, then I think a phone is okay. But again, when we're dealing with narcissism, so many sort of things are kind of off the table in that way. If they're unsafe, like I mentioned earlier, they do not deserve, might be better to just even sort of ghost them, to be honest. But if it's a person where you feel like they are owed an explanation in that, so just use your judgment carefully on that. And you can stick around for there'll be another clinical analysis about what was going on for the narcissism in that first part and her codependency. And I hope the video was helpful. The last part about closing the door is I have a big opinion about this, is that what I mentioned in a mentor prior is I think when we break up with somebody, we want to leave it sort of like as if it was a nice sort of package and it's like it's okay and you're okay and we can move on now and no one's bad and all that stuff. And I think there's a tendency to sort of to say, let's keep in touch, let's stay friends. That is the opposite of closing the door. I think it's best, even in a healthy relationship, to sort of to say like, hey, you know, we didn't work out, wish you the best of luck. And maybe we'll sort of see you around town, and there's not this let's stay friends, I want to hear about the dog, blah, 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 blah. Because those are elements of leaving the door leaving the door open a little bit, which becomes a slippery slope. So in that second role play, she's closing the door. Goodbye, Stephen, we're done. And that's what is sort of an effective way of breaking up with somebody. And lastly, you know, I was thinking about it, it's kind of funny, is that when she was sort of saying, do you want to know the reasons why? Is thinking about this is that she doesn't really owe him that explanation. Thinking about she's giving him a whole bunch of reasons why it didn't work out, when the person breaking up with somebody like this is like, they just simply have the choice to get out of it. They don't need to create an argument for themselves about why to sort of break up with them, which is what we saw in the first one. It's like, it's not working out, you don't like them, it's becoming more of the hassle than it's worth. Human beings have the right to just say like, this doesn't work for me, I'll see you later. But our trauma and our codependency and our shame dictates otherwise. So I hope that kind of makes sense, and maybe I'll sort of express that again in the clinical analysis. So as always, guys, I hope it was helpful. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be joyous. And I will see you guys later.